I like trying new angles cause that makes things interesting.
Vlog every damn day.
Hello Jermeethians, welcome to another episode of Once Upon a Thursday. Today I'm going to be talking about the episode True North. This episode was focused on Hansel and Gretel, and I thought it was a really cool little twist on the story, which was essentially the exact same story as the original storybook fairy tale. Now obviously there are a couple little once upon a timey twists to it. Regina captured Hansel and Gretel's father when he sent them to go get kindling for the fire, and when they came back to find him using his compass that he gave to Gretel, they ran into Regina, who offered them the chance to find their father if they did something for her. So she sent them to the blind witch's house. The blind witch had a black satchel that had something in it that Regina needed to defeat Snow White. So Hansel and Gretel go into the candy house, and Hansel, of course, is the stupid one that eats something while Gretel is grabbing the satchel. They both get captured, but they are able to get out, push the witch in the fire. Regina sees this all in her magic mirror and sends a fire spell to roast the witch. One of my favorite lines from this episode was when Regina sent the fire spell to roast the witch, and she says, "I would have gone with gravy," and I died. I thought that was hilarious, and I had to pause it. How is Lana Brea so beautiful? She was gorgeous in this episode. I need to get that off of my chest, that she was gorgeous, more so than she usually is. And I also forgot to mention that in the black satchel that the blind witch had was the apple, and that is where the queen gets the apple to poison Snow White. So I'm guessing we're gonna see that arc very soon in the show, if not the very next episode. In human world, we have Hansel and Gretel. Their names are Ava and Nicholas, and they are two homeless kids who their mother died a couple years back, and their father they've never actually known, but they have his compass still. So I thought that was kind of a cool little twist. They are talking with Henry in the store at the very beginning of the episode, and it turns out they were actually trying to shoplift by using Henry to stuff his backpack and not let him know that they were shoplifting. Emma catches them, tries to arrest them, but then finds out their story, that they are alone, that Regina is trying to get them in foster care now that they have been brought to light of the town, and Emma goes to track down their father to let him know that they exist. All in this episode, it culminates to the end where Emma goes to take Ava and Nicholas out of the town to bring them to Boston to get them in foster care. The car breaks down, which it kind of seemed like Emma made it break down, that she made the car stall out, because their father, who's a car mechanic, came to tow them and saw the kids, found out what was going on, and decided that he wanted to keep them. At the very end of the episode, Emma is very happy with herself that she has been able to kind of restore balance with this family. She admits to Mary Margaret that Henry's theory is that Mary Margaret is actually her mom, and it kind of seems like it resonates a little bit with Mary Margaret. She kind of plays around with the idea of it. And at the very end of the episode, a stranger comes riding into town on his motorcycle, and Emma kind of shoots Henry this line of, "I thought no strangers ever came into Storybook," and Henry's like, "They don't." So I'm not sure if this is an actual stranger or if this is someone who is currently living in Storybook, or maybe lives on the outskirts of Storybook and is just now coming into the tale, that no one really knows who this guy is. I liked that I'm finally seeing this thing in Once Upon a Time where the flashbacks are almost perfectly coinciding with exactly what's going on in Storybook. Because when I originally heard the idea for this show, I assumed that every episode would be like that, and so far it's been hit and miss, with some episodes really being like that, some episodes being totally different. So I loved that this episode coincided both with what was going on in the story as well as the flashback. I liked that this episode didn't try to be more than what it was, that it stuck to the story, it stuck with the plot, and it didn't try to go in a billion different directions. Now, I do like those episodes, and I do appreciate them, and I think I made a bigger deal about it last week than I should have, because it just bothers me so much that there are so many arcs and so many story plots that go on and nothing's really resolved at the end. But I do like those episodes, and I like lots of storytelling going on, but I also like a very clean-cut, straightforward episode like this one, which moved very fast for me. And I think it moved fast because the episode didn't try to do 1,000 different things and tackle a billion different stories all at once. And I think that's what made the episode move quickly for me. Using a very clean story worked in the advantage of not only telling the story of Storybrooke, but also helping develop Emma's character and doing a little more for Fairy Tale World. Because we got to see where the Queen gets the apple, we got to see a little bit of Emma's guard for kids and for people that have to end up in the foster care system. We got to see that develop and flesh out a little bit more, and we got to see a little bit of her relationship develop with Henry. And I think that this whole episode served a load of purposes rather than just like a random filler like, we need to tell the story of how the Queen got the apple because she couldn't have gotten it from somebody else. She got it from Hansel and Gretel, getting it from the Blind Witch, from the Hansel and Gretel story. No big deal, let's just move on and forget this episode ever happened. This to me felt like an episode that was well thought out, well played out, and well written, and I liked that. So my question for this week's video is, do you like the clean-cut episodes better, or do you like the more wild episodes better that kind of branch out into tons of different story arcs? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys all next week with the next episode review, and I will see you guys all tomorrow with another video. Peace out. Take care, mouse. I have to be honest, Hansel bugged me in this episode so bad. So bad.